biggest joke of my Welcome back to my channel. I am Tyiesha, and this week I wanted to talk about missed opportunities, a continuation of what I started last week. But in this week's video, I want to dive in a little bit more into my personal journey and why I thought I missed it. You know, stuff that happened along the way that contributed to me feeling like I missed my opportunity, right? So in last week's video, I spoke about graduating high school in Jamaica at 16, coming to America shortly after, and you know how my plans sort of changed. So if you haven't watched that video, please click the link in my description box. I'm going to tag it there so you can catch up. But basically, I was just speaking about, you know, graduating high school in Jamaica. I had a whole plan set out to finish my education in Jamaica. That didn't work out because I migrated shortly after. So when I came to America, things didn't work out how I thought they would have, right? I didn't have like a set plan in mind because, again, I had my whole journey planned out for Jamaica. So I didn't have a set way of how I was going to achieve my dreams, where I was going, what I was going to do exactly, and what my game plan was. I didn't really have a game plan. When I came, I realized that to get there was going to be different than I thought I would get there, right? And in essence, a part of me gave up on my dream. So when I came here, I couldn't start university at the same time, and I just had to wait out a year. Now, during that year, I went back to high school because my only options were go back to high school or sit at home. And I wasn't going to sit at home, so I went back to high school and I graduated with a high school diploma and my Regents diploma. And I remember even being in that school setting, I got a roadblock because my transcript didn't come from Jamaica at the same time. So I was put back in the 9th grade. Biggest joke of my life. And so when my transcript got there, I was able to move into the better classes that was suitable for me. While starting high school, I started working, and I was a shampoo assistant in a hair salon. So I wasn't always this bold person. Like, I would communicate with my friends, with family that I was comfortable with. But as far as speaking with people that I would meet for the first time, I was pretty, you know, sheltered there. Like, I wasn't a good communicator. So working in the hair salon, it was okay because it was predominantly Jamaicans. So culturally, we were similar, but it was a lot of older people, a lot of people who were just on their own different journeys, and I was pretty shy. But I remember my boss, to this day, she's one of my greatest mentors. She would be in my back like, you have to get out of this shell. You have to break out of this shell. Like, you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to speak up for yourself. You have to be able to, you know, just speak about what you need. I remember clients would come in wanting simple braided hairstyles that I know I could do, and I wouldn't speak up because what if them say no? Never shame. For real, never shame. And I just couldn't, like, I just couldn't. And so she got me comfortable in a way where I can speak up and get my own clients, do my little kids' hair, and so on and so forth. So after that year in high school, well, less than a year, to be honest, it was a few months after I graduated, I started community college. I applied, I got in, started community college. A month after being in community college, one of my friends were like, well, Ty, you know, I applied to Victoria's Secret, I got in, I think you should apply. So I applied for a seasonal position. It was like Black Friday coming on to Christmas time, and I got in. After the season was over, one of my supervisors came to me and she was like, we really liked you, Ty, and we want to offer you a part-time position. It is yours. The offer's on the table. Let us know if you're going to take it. So I took the offer and I worked with Victoria's Secret all my college years, right? If I wasn't able to crack out of my shell in the hair salon, I wouldn't have mustered the courage to apply to Victoria's Secret, like an actual interview, like big girl pants on, no, like an actual interview for a job. When I graduated community college, I wanted to go more into the medical field because ultimately that's really what I want to be in. And so I applied to the medical field, got in, and this was a different kettle of fish for me because working in Victoria's Secret, I started communicating with more people that I didn't know, more people of different backgrounds, but people were coming in willingly for Victoria's Secret. Like, you were coming in to shop, you were coming in because it was your off day, you were coming in because you wanted new pieces to look nice, and it was a choice to come in there. Working in the hospital setting, it was kind of different because I was working with people who were sick, people who didn't want to be there, people who had thoughts of going other places, people who had an obligation to come into the hospital setting because their life depended on it. So I was dealing with different people of different backgrounds, yes, but I was dealing with people on different spectrums of happiness. So how I communicated to people in the salon, how I communicated to people in Victoria's Secret, I had to communicate with people in the hospital setting in a different way, right? So cracked open my shell in the salon, which gave me the confidence to work in Victoria's Secret. Being able to work in Victoria's Secret, communicating with a lot of people from different backgrounds and different spectrums of life, I was able to communicate effectively in the hospital setting, right? Because on top of having customers in Victoria's Secret that just willingly came in, we had some customers who were dissatisfied. We had customers who didn't have the best personalities, right? So it kind of prepared me for what I was going into with people who were just not in a happy place in life. They were not feeling well, they were having a bad day, stuff like that, right? So I worked in the hospital setting. It was great. It was amazing. Met amazing people, and I got experience. Fast forward, I moved to LA, and when I moved to LA, I started college, and it wasn't what I expected initially. And I also started working. It took me a few months to get into a job here, but eventually I started working in another hospital setting, but this was a bigger hospital, right? And if I thought I got a culture shock in New York, I got a culture shock in LA. Like, it was different people, different cultural backgrounds, different socioeconomical status. It was different. And being able to work in the hair salon prepared me for Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret prepared me for the hospital setting I was working in New York. And the hospital setting in New York prepared me for this other bigger hospital setting. Not where I want to be fully, but I'm closer to my dream. And I can look back now and I can see that every single stop that I came off my bus, every bus stop offered me something else. Every bus stop brought out a different side of me I didn't know was inside there, right? Every single stop taught me something else about myself. And so instead of looking at my journey as one filled with just obstacles that contributed to my missed opportunity, I can look back on my journey and see that every single stop I made contributed to me being well prepared for my opportunity. Every single stop I made gave me a different version of myself I never knew I had, right? Every single stop I made contributed to who I am right now, sitting here in front of this camera speaking. Every single stop I made gave me a story and an experience that I can relate to somebody else. So, their journey can feel a little bit lighter. So they can feel like if they're going through something similar, they're not alone, right? Every single stop on my journey was ordained by God to bring me to where I am now. I never thought in a million years I would be on YouTube. I never thought in a million years I could communicate in a way that I can give information in a way that is just not speaking to my family and friends. God brought me here for a reason. but I couldn't get here without past Ty. I'm the product of all those buildings. I want to encourage you, don't look at your journey as just a bunch of missed opportunities. Look at your journey as a bunch of experiences that is bringing you to where you need to be. Look at all the experiences you've gained on your journey as just steps taking you to your ultimate goal. You will get there. The path that God chose, though, to get you there might be different than what you imagined, but it's the right path for you. I didn't know that I needed to be an effective communicator. I didn't know that I need to network and to be in rooms that can plummet me into a bright future. I didn't know that I needed, these little things to make my journey lighter. I didn't know that, but now I can sit and reflect and be grateful for them. God knew I needed them. So I couldn't think of one verse that, was very, for this situation, but I can always go back to Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. You are God's plan. Your life is God's plan. Don't ever mistake it for anything else. Appreciate your journey, love your journey, because it is building you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like this video, comment something that you like what I said or something you can contribute to my video about your experience, and let us build together. Share this with a friend who you feel like will need this, and yeah, turn those post notification bells on, because I will be uploading a video next week that I feel is crucial, something that I had to do, and yeah, it made my journey lighter when I thought I missed my opportunity. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.